This is Shingleton, Michigan, a beautiful and relatively quiet place most days of the year. It's the kind of small town community that's predictable. Not much unexpected happens here, and folks around here seem to like it that way. But today, right here on M28, something most unusual happened thanks to a most unusual training exercise by the Air National Guard. Seney, Michigan, and Shingleton, Michigan, are the bookends of one very long stretch of flat, predictable road.
It's a long, boring road of nothing.
It's like driving across North Dakota twice.
There's nothing.
In fact, M28 is just about the flattest, straightest chunk of road in the central UP.
I was told by my father-in-law that that section for 24 miles only varies 100 feet the whole way. So it's very straight.
The characteristics of this road are noticeable by exploring vacationers, by residents who drive it every day, and they even caught the eye of the Michigan Air National Guard.
Our ability to use a spot like this in the Upper Peninsula, it's absolutely ideal.
It turns out this section of M28 is as flat and long as a runway, which is a good thing because for 6 hours, the role of cars and campers on this road was replaced by touchdowns and takeoffs of 10 Air National Guard aircraft.
Those aircraft are really suited well to do this agile combat employment. We call it ACE because they're trained and they're built to land in austere areas.
This is only the second time ever that the Air Force has purposefully landed an aircraft on a civilian road. But it's the first time ever that doing this included what's called an integrated combat term. Essentially, landing a plane, rearming it, refueling it, and getting it back to the fight.
We don't know what threats we're going to face in the future as a nation, and doing what we're doing today is going to prepare our people for the future and prepare to defend America like we need to.
9,000 feet of flat road experienced a form of traffic it never has before. And those in the two communities at bookends witnessed something they had never seen before.
The whole thing is extremely exciting for our people, for the community. It's awesome.
Stretches of road where you can do this aren't that common here or elsewhere around the country. That's why Air National Guard units from as far away as Maryland took advantage of this opportunity. Those in the cockpit and those on the ground say it's about not only being prepared for what could happen, but about staying one step ahead of our potential adversaries.
So our ability to train and maintain high levels of readiness, that's a key aspect for the Guard. In addition, we also defend the homeland and we build global partnerships.
And so tonight it is back to normal traffic right here on M28. Summer vacationers out exploring, residents getting from here to there, all in their cars.
My family experienced hair loss, rashes. My children had high lead levels.
Flint water activist LeeAnne Walters is naming just a few of the effects that she says she and her family started going through when the tap water was switched to the Flint River in 2014. The court's opinion did not surprise her.
The very fact that no one's ever wanted to take accountability and they keep fighting this, it isn't news to anybody.
But it does not mean that it is well received.
They ignored the cries of all the people while we were going through it and chose to turn a blind eye to what was really going on.
She says it was a betrayal.
The fact that it's at all levels, that's what makes it the ultimate betrayal.
Walters says she became a citizen scientist following the extremely high levels of lead in her home's drinking water. Levels described as 2 times what the EPA deems as hazardous waste.
The people who were supposed to know how to do their jobs, who were put into these jobs, I feel like they take away from the people who are victimized in this.
Walters, who chooses to call herself a survivor, says the worst thing that could happen these days is for those responsible to not be held accountable.
I stay cautiously optimistic that in the end, good will prevail. But there's that cautiously.
And she's urging people affected to continue.
Using our voice as the way to make it be known that this is not okay with us and that this needs to happen, because we deserve to have justice.
Pastor tells me he's choosing faith over fear, encouraging Flint residents to not lose hope. As a pastor, as a community servant, I am confident that eventually the facts will come out and those people who need to be held accountable will be held accountable.
It's yet another disappointing turn for Flint residents like Pastor Alfred L. Harris and Melissa Mays, who tell me they want this nightmare to end.
It's been 2,986 days while Flint waits for justice.
Since day one, May says she's been on the ground fighting for justice, only to feel crushed after countless setbacks, including today's outcome.
We've had this ball of fear in our gut that it was all going to be tossed out and somebody was going to throw the big game, and it seems to be that is the pattern here, as if we need another punch in the gut to remind us that we don't matter.
But like Harris, May says she refuses to give up.
Justice has to be served one way or another, so we're not going to let them be like, oops, we messed up again, and just kind of slide away into the night. We just have to hold their feet to the fire and hold them accountable.
Something activist Gina Luster believes her community can accomplish.
If we come together, we can conquer this. There's nothing that we can't conquer if we are together as one.
For Luster, this means protesting outside Flint City Hall and organizing meetings with each other. Meanwhile, Bishop Chris Martin of Cathedral of Faith Church in Flint, who tells me he's disappointed, calls on Attorney General Dana Nessel.
Someone needs to be held accountable. It's still on her watch. And as our Democratic Attorney General, we hope that she will take action to do whatever she can in this moment, regardless of what the state Supreme Court has done.
We're not going to go away. We're not going to say, oh, well. We're going to fight for the people who can't fight for themselves.